Hello, welcome back to another live. My name is Laken, and I go live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern to answer any questions that you have about goals, planning, life. It is our time to hang out and just chat and get to know each other a little bit better. I am going to kick it off with our first question. Sorry, I'm slightly distracted. My cat is clearly trying to come in, and in our new apartment, my office door, if I don't turn the knob so that I don't know what all the right words for this are, but if I don't turn it so that it's actually closed, she has the ability to open it herself. And I'm like a little nervous. She's going to open it and come waltzing in here, which might happen. But regardless, hello. Hi. Let's kick it off with our first question, which is what are you drinking? If you are here live, say hello in the chat and let us know what you're sipping on or what you're doing while you're here live. And if you are part of the replay fam and you're catching the replay, I would love to hear down in the comments what you are drinking. I have a very tiny bit of this latte left that I grabbed on my way home from PT. If you saw my Instagram stories, I talked about how I feel like I haven't been drinking alcohol in the last 7 months, obviously. And the amount that I've saved on not drinking alcohol, I have more than made up for in coffee from other places. But then I also have my water handy so that when my coffee is gone, I still have something to drink. All right, we have got water, iced coffee. I need to drink some water. Grab that water, alternate. Sorry, my hair is super frizzy. It has been raining like the last 2 days and the humidity in my hair just like, oh. Okay. Hello. When just water, iced tea again. I love the consistency, Aki. I'm here for it. Water today, drinking tomato soup. Lunch was grilled cheeses. Maggie, that sounds so good. We were at a restaurant the other day that had like a grilled cheese and tomato soup on the menu that I was really tempted to get, but my pregnancy heartburn has been intense. And I was like, I really think a whole bowl of tomato soup is probably not going to help the situation. So I think I should avoid that. Tropical water, yum, ice water. So excited to have a free afternoon to join the live. Welcome, Nicole. I'm so glad that you were able to make it. A smoothie, ooh, Deborah, that sounds delicious. All right, let's move into our second kickoff question, which is what is one small win? We did not have one of these last week because it was goal video week. It was a holiday. There was a lot going on. Although in retrospect, I worked last Wednesday. It was just fine. I could have totally gone live last week, and maybe this week should have been my week off so that I could prepare to leave on vacation tomorrow. But since the last time we chatted, what is one small win that you want to share? One goal-related win that you want to share with us? Coffee. More coffee. My first cup of coffee. New meds means fasting mornings, even coffee. Oh, Tina, that is tough. That is super tough. Folded my laundry. I love that. That's definitely a win. Picked linens for the wedding, baby steps, but so many decisions. Weddings come with so many decisions. That's so awesome. Finished putting the nursery furniture in and pictures up. Now it's on to washing all the baby clothes and packing your hospital bag. Nicole, you are getting so close. That is so exciting. First, my daughter Kaylee would like to say hi. Hello. Oh my gosh, I love that. And my win is I got curtains in your bedroom. That is awesome. Purposeful multi-state and multi-purpose trip successful. Amazing. Found a new endocrinologist and they changed my thyroid meds. Anytime you can get support for things that are like medical instead of trying to figure it out yourself. Hence why I'm going to PT instead of just me trying to Google how to make myself feel better. So that is awesome. And sticking with a new morning routine. I used the reverse Pomodoro to clean my room last night. I wasn't totally dead after the horse show. So I want to add, in case you aren't in the community and you don't know, because I'm pretty sure that's where this idea came from, was inside the community, not on one of these lives. So if you've never heard of the Pomodoro cycle or Pomodoro technique, it's 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of rest. And you cycle through that. After you do a certain amount, you take a longer break. But regardless, 25 on, 5 minutes off. Someone within our community, we were talking about rest. And she was talking about how sometimes, like after work, she's so tired that all she wants to do is rest and then she doesn't get anything done. So she flipped it. So she does 25 minutes of rest and then the 5 minutes is actually doing something. And sometimes it's amazing how much you can get done in 5 minutes. So then she spends 5 minutes of cleaning or whatever it is, dishes, getting things done, and then 25 minutes of rest, 5 minutes of work. And it's amazing how much you're going to get done. So I love that. Updated our birthday card present list for next year. Next year, it's July. I am very, very impressed by that, Maggie. Added new moves to your stretching routine. I love that. First week home after quitting my job due to a toxic work environment. I think the win there, I know it wasn't probably this past week, but was quitting the toxic environment. I hope that you are super proud of yourself. Awesome. I love hearing about all of your wins. Oh, there's a couple more. Here live, went for a long walk 4 Wednesdays in a row. Did you go today, Michelle? Is it raining out there? It's raining here in the city. I know the suburbs in the city can have different weather for sure, but it's icky out there today. Brenda, thank you for also being my guinea pig. If your name is different than your YouTube name, I would love for you to include your name if you're comfortable. That way I can address you by your actual name. Drinking black coffee, no win. There must be a win. There's got to be a small win. But here for words of wisdom and a change in mindset. Oh, not today. Okay. Yeah, the weather outside today is icky. All right, that is all I've got. I don't have any announcements for you today. I got nothing. Nothing's changing. Nothing new. Nothing to share. So let's get to it. I am here to answer whatever questions that you have. It can be about your specific goals. And I promise, even if you feel like a question is really specific to your life and your goals, somebody else is going to benefit from the response. So please don't hesitate to ask if you have a question about your goals. It could be just a general topic that you want to chat about. And if you don't know how to phrase it into a question, you can always just put the word topic and then whatever the topic is that you want us to chat about. You could also always ask questions about things that I have shared. You want me to deep dive or explain a little further, etc. Topic threads. How is everyone feeling about it? All right. So if you don't know, if you haven't been around, maybe you're not on Instagram or you just are like, no more social media apps. Instagram, Meta, Facebook, the company of all of that, Mark Zuckerberg, dropped a new social media app called Threads, and it is essentially Twitter. But the difference is that it is not owned by the Twitter people, Twitter man, however you feel about him. We're not getting into that. And you don't have to create a separate account. It is directly tied to your Instagram account. So I was very intrigued because I was like, all right, I'll download it. I don't have to do anything extra. I don't have to come up with a new password. I will just create my account from my Instagram and see how it goes. For the first few days, I was really into it. I really loved it. It definitely took me back to like old school Facebook statuses, because I was definitely in the perfect era of when Facebook became a thing, that I uploaded stupid Facebook statuses all the time. I think that stems from being the right age when AIM was really popular, and I had stupid AIM away messages, away statuses, whatever they were called. And then that just transferred to Facebook statuses. That is how I was treating my threads. I was just like updating what I was doing or like random thoughts on my mind. Which is kind of what I do sometimes on Instagram stories, except without a photo. But then I forgot about it. Like I completely forgot that it existed. Like I wasn't checking it. Like I didn't think to open it. I didn't think to post on it. I just completely forgot about it. And that's how it's been the past few days. I think last week it was fun and exciting. And then over the weekend, I have more time. But then once I got back into the work week this week, it just escaped my brain. So I don't know. I'm not deleting it, but I'm also not going to go out of my way, I think, to necessarily use it. I don't know. I'm a little frustrated that there's not as much conversation building. Yeah. And I think that's what they wanted it to be, kind of. I also, one more like background information for me. I never really used Twitter. I have a Twitter because I grabbed Playing with Laken on Twitter to have it. But I never used it really ever. I think I have like 3 things that I've posted on there. So it's not like I consistently posted on Twitter and now I could consistently post those thoughts and things over on Threads. It was like a whole different thing for me. You know what I mean? All the feels for the AIM to Facebook status. Yeah. I mean, we're about the same age. So that was like, it was definitely there was a chunk of people who were the right age for that transition. I feel like most millennials have similar experiences. Absolutely. And like the total opposite. So that's the other thing is I didn't hate scrolling it. Like I just, again, I'm not thinking about it. Like I don't think to open the app, even though it's like right there next to Instagram. I don't think to open it to scroll, but I didn't hate, like, I liked reading what was on my homepage. My sister felt different because her Gen Z friends are not over there. So her feed is mostly recommended stuff. And she was like, I didn't enjoy that. Whereas mine is people that I actually followed. But yeah, you can't delete it without deleting Instagram. That's right. So I won't be deleting it anytime soon. So, but I can't tell you that I'm going to be using it. I was all into it and kind of have fallen off. Also agree with the conversations not happening like I thought it would. Yeah. I don't use it. I don't want another social media account. I also heard that if you delete Threads, you'll delete your Instagram account. Yeah, I think that's the conclusion. So I will not be deleting it. It also took me so long to get a TikTok and Be Real. So I feel like by the time I get onto Threads, it'll probably have changes. Maggie, you're probably not wrong. Again, TikTok is also one of those apps that I downloaded. I grabbed the handle and I have not posted a single thing over there. There are lots of reasons why I don't want to post on TikTok, or I've decided that it's not a priority for me. That one I could, guess, just delete if I really wanted to. Be Real is different for me. Because, so if you've never heard of Be Real, that's another social media app that came out, what would you guys say, 6 months ago, give or take ish. And the concept is that every day, which just totally reminded me, I have not been getting my Be Real notifications because I haven't logged in on my new phone. So I haven't actually been participating. Anyway, you get a notification every day at some point within like the 24 hours. I mean, more realistically, it's within like, I don't know. There have been times it's like 11 p.m. and I'm totally asleep, but usually it's between like 8 and 8 at some point. And sorry, lost my train of thought. You get a notification and you're encouraged to post a photo of what you are doing in that moment when the notification goes off, like within 2 minutes of that notification going off. If you are late, it tells everybody that you're late when you posted your Be Real. The only reason I like having it, and Be Real is not, I don't feel overwhelmed, is, well, there's two things. One, I like that I don't have to consciously make the effort to think about going to post. I just wait till the notification comes. I post in that moment and that's it for the day. Unless I want to go look at the people that I follow. But that's the other piece to it. I have decided to keep Be Real 100% private, which I absolutely love. It is very, very nice to just have a social media platform that is like completely and utterly like only people I actually know in real life get. And like Be Real links up to your phone. So if I don't have someone's phone number, I'm not adding them on Be Real. Which means I have like 12 friends or something on Be Real, which is totally fine with me. So scrolling doesn't take me all that long because it's one post for 12 people. And I feel really comfortable like posting whatever I want to post, like literally wherever I'm at in the moment. I've even told my little brother who tried to add me, I was like, you have to be 18 to be my friend on Be Real. I'm not adding you until you're 18. Not that I'm posting anything that he like can't see, but I mean, there was a point, actually, it's been around a lot longer than 6 months. Because I have a memory of posting a Be Real when we were trying, like a month that it didn't go well. And so that was a lot longer than 6 months ago. And like, I don't need my brother seeing like that. So anyway, probably the same thing. Yeah, you're probably right about Threads. I was hoping for authentic conversations and it's just a bunch of noise right now. I didn't use Twitter much except for gleaning info about the fires. I wanted Threads to be different. Yeah, I think that's the people who use Twitter is more for like news. But the deletion thing that people keep talking about, are people really deleting their Instagram account? No, I think it's this. I think if you delete Threads, you delete your Instagram. But is there a different thing than deleting the app? Like I could delete the app on my phone without actually deleting my Threads account, right? If I didn't actually want the app on my phone, you know what I mean? Interesting. So in the EU, can only read Threads, but you can't get the app due to it not being available. Be Real is basically how I communicate with my Gen Z cousin. Yeah. Honestly, most of my people on Be Real are not. They're like my friends. They're millennials, but it's people. It's like my in-person friends. Oh, Be Real. You're asking about the premise of it. Yeah, I mean, No, it's a photo. It's not like Twitter. It's a photo. You post a photo when the notification goes off, right? So like now sometimes, and the goal is to be on time, if whatever time. Now, if you're in the middle of something, like if I'm in the middle of this or I'm in the middle of a call and the Be Real notification goes off, like I'm not posting it in that moment. I'll post it when I'm done. And you can make it public. Like there is the option. Be Real does have the option to be public. I just don't. I have chosen to not have it be public. I've chosen to keep it private. Okay, so you can remove the Threads app, but not without deleting your Instagram profile. Yeah, you just can't delete your Threads profile. It's fine. Like I said, I have a Twitter profile that I never use. I have a TikTok profile that I never use. I don't know that it actually is doing anybody any harm by having them, except keeping somebody from stealing it, like taking the name, you know what I mean? Although somebody did tell me that, like when I was first debating getting Threads, they were like, well, you should at least grab your handle. But if it's linked up to Instagram, nobody else could have it, right? I could have waited, but it doesn't matter. Jennifer, I'm going to come back to your question. Let's finish up this conversation about Threads, Be Real, et cetera, before we change. So I don't know. Who knows? I'm not too worried about it. I think if I randomly think about something to post, I will. And maybe I'll think more about scrolling when I have more time. Like maybe it'll be my weekend app. But right now I'm not prioritizing using Threads. Especially because, it's interesting. If you're thinking about it from a business standpoint, if you're a business owner, or if that is like, I know I've already seen like business accounts I follow talking about how to use Threads as a business owner. And if it's all the same people from Instagram, it's not like I'm reaching new people, right? So like, what's the value in posting something on Threads as opposed to just posting it on Instagram? Minus the fact that right now is the engagement, right? Right now, there is so much more engagement on Threads than there is on Instagram. But otherwise, I don't think it's that big of a difference. Big of a deal. The people aren't different, is what I mean. Yeah, we'll see. And it might die off, kind of like, well, I don't know. I never actually downloaded Lemonade. I don't know what it is. I don't actually have any idea what that app is or does. Or what was the other one? Clubhouse. That one was big for a while and then it died down. It might stick around. We'll see. All right. If you have any other thoughts on the social media, feel free to add it, but I'm going to jump back. Oh, Lemonade is basically Instagram. Oh, well, what's the point? Like, it's just a photo app. So why would I need something else when I have Instagram? Like, I'm here for something different. Like, I do think Be Real is very different. I think it's very different. I like it. Although I know, again, I'm not on TikTok regularly, but I think either somebody told me this, that TikTok does have a feature now that's similar to Be Real. I forget what it's called, where it encourages you to post at a certain time every day. Like everybody posts at whatever time on TikTok. That is similar to Be Real. I could be totally off about that, but I feel like somebody told me that. But I mean, they all have their different pros and cons. Okay, I'm going to bounce back to Jennifer's question. Any tidbits about upcoming podcasts? I don't know what you mean by tidbits. We have recorded quite a few episodes, and now we are working on the back end of it. Just like any kind of long form content, there is so much that goes into the background, editing, fixing the sound, getting everything uploaded, all of that jazz. Like there are so many steps behind the scenes. So now we're working on that piece of it. I am leaving tomorrow to go on vacation. When I get back, we're going to get back into it. We have a tentative launch date, but I'm not going to share that just in case we change our minds, in case things take more time. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. So I would like to make sure that I feel good about, because I did that with YouTube at the beginning. I didn't realize how much work went into the back end of YouTube. And I just was like, well, I'm going to film a video and then I'm going to upload it tomorrow. And like, it was not that simple. And I'm assuming podcasting, like getting the things edited and uploaded is going to be very similar. So, yeah, we've recorded, episodes coming soon. I am very excited. You will, I mean, if you follow me in places, like we will share all about it as soon as it goes live. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about, because the only place I think I've shared it is Instagram at this point. My sister and I have started a podcast. So my sister is 9 years younger than me. So I am smack dab right in the millennial generation, and she is a Gen Z. And it's just basically our conversations that we have regularly about like differences between our generations. And now we're just recording them. So I think they're fun. We have some fun first couple of topics that we've recorded so far. So hopefully y'all enjoy as well. Thank you, Tina. So also, I think I've only shared this on Instagram. Let me say it's been kind of weird lately because I did say this on Instagram. I am vlogging right now. I also said this on a live. I'm vlogging for vlogs when the baby comes. So you will see them way later than when I'm filming them. And so there's things that I'm sharing in those vlogs that I'm like, I've told you. And I've told the camera, but I haven't told you because it's not up yet. So one of those things is that Sam took a very big exam yesterday. I'm going to say it. He told me until they because if you've ever taken any kind of certification exam and you've gone to one of the testing sites with the computerized testing sites, they give you a quote unquote preliminary pass fail, right? And then you have to wait for the official organization, whatever the organization is, to give you the official passing. So until he gets like that official passing, I have to say that he passed his CFP exam. I can't actually say that he's a CFP until they approve it. But yes. Which if you don't know what that is, it stands for Certified Financial Planner, which is what he does. And he has been in the industry for 6 years. He's been working he's been working as a financial planner, but now he has that certification, which means a lot. So he is very, very happy. We celebrated last night. We just went to a nice dinner and one of his favorite cuisines and enjoyed and celebrated. And then he is actually taking today off and enjoying a day of absolutely nothing before we leave for vacation tomorrow, which will be also more of nothing if I have anything to say about it. I was wondering what that was. Yeah, Certified Financial Planner is what it stands for. So, which is very exciting. Guys, my coffee is basically gone. Sad. All right. What else? What else is on your mind? What else do you want to chat about? Guys, my hair is so frizzy today, which I'm sure that I should just be mentally preparing because that's how it's going to be when we get down to the Caribbean. It's just gonna be humid and my hair is just gonna be it's like Monica in that episode of Friends. Where do they go? Is it Barbados? Bermuda. I think it's Barbados. That's gonna be me. Starting tomorrow. Just fine. I was actually just texting my mom right before this. I was like, should I pack my curling iron? Because I don't think I'm ever, when I go on trips like this, I don't ever get to a place where I'm gonna wash my hair and blow dry my hair. So I'm just gonna let it air dry, or I'm gonna pull it back into a bun. So I feel like packing my curling iron is a waste of space. But Hartley, congratulations! You're setting for your CFP right now. That's amazing. That is honestly the work of studying for it is almost just as much as just that one exam. So that's amazing. I finally made it to St. Lucia, your boyfriend's home country, and it was amazing. Oh my gosh. St. Lucia is definitely on the list. We are headed to Turks and Caicos. I basically just Googled, I did, how there's, what website was it that I used where you can just say what dates you're looking at and that you want to go to a beach. That's basically what I did. And then I cross-referenced that with islands that were safe for pregnancy and picked the least expensive flight, which was still very pricey, if I'm being totally honest. we used points and miles for it, but like it was still a pricey flight. Like it was more than our flights to Ireland. But we just picked Turks and Caicos mostly because of the flight prices, not for any particular reason. I just wanted it to be an island. I wanted guaranteed warmth. I didn't want there to be questions about whether it was going to be warm or not. And I wanted to be close to a beach. And that was pretty much it. So I am very excited. We don't have anything planned. I think I've said this. We literally have a flight and a hotel. And that is it. And I'm okay with that. I don't need anything else planned. I don't really feel like doing anything else. Sam might decide he wants to go on some adventures, or like, rent a jet ski or whatever. The only thing I've started looking into is a massage, like a couples massage, a prenatal plus a regular massage for Sam. That's the only thing I've looked into. Otherwise, we're just going to rest and relax, read a bunch of books, and also hang out with each other because we have not done a whole lot of that in the last couple of months while he's been studying. Because by the time he's been working full up until the last week, he was working full time and then spent his evenings and weekends studying. So I didn't see a whole lot of him. We slept in the same place, but that was basically it. So I'm excited also to just hang out with my husband. So that we're going to pack, we did this on our honeymoon too. We pack some small to go games and things. So yeah. Are you taking fun reads? I have not even really thought about what I'm packing in terms of reading material. So TBD on that, or if I'm going to just take what's on my Kindle. If you are signed up for my email newsletter, which is not all that, it's not all that robust. It goes out once a month and it's short in my opinion compared to other, I get the Lazy Genius email newsletter and it's a good bit of reading. But I always talk about my book updates there. And I started rereading Throne of Glass, which I know I literally just read it a year ago for the first time, but I loved it. And I just wanted to get myself back into fiction. And so I have all those. I'm on the third one right now. So I have all of those on my Kindle that I could just read those. But I also might just let myself buy a book at the airport. Might be that kind of trip. So we'll see. I haven't decided yet. Oh my gosh. I've read 7 books since May when I changed most of my TV time for reading, but most of it is fluff. It's not fluff. If you're relaxing and enjoying and getting lost in a story, it's not fluff. None of it. No. Ashley, I'm loving your goal planner. Thank you very much. Any thoughts on possibly releasing all quarters next year or maybe the first half? Yes. So this year with the goal planner, and I haven't talked about this in a lot of places because my plan this year was to just kind of get it into a place that I felt really good about it and not necessarily, I wasn't pushing it to everybody because by the time I was releasing it, everybody who likes using a goal planner had likely already purchased one for the year. And if you already own one, I don't want to be the person that is well, you need to buy this one. If you have one, use what you have. Mine will be there next year. So I have been just releasing it one quarter at a time, mostly for the ability to update and revise as we go along. And next year, I'm going to release all of them at once for sure. I've said this this may just have been to the community. I will still always have just one quarter available. That way, if somebody finds me in the middle of the year or you want to just try out 3 months, there will always be a quarterly option available. But there will also be a full year option that will not only save you a little bit than buying it one quarter at a time, but if you do want to commit for the whole year, there will be a full year option. So that my goal is to have that by Black Friday, but TBD on that actual timeline. Depends on when the baby comes and how I'm feeling if that actually happens. So. Any ideas to figure out a good everyday planner? Only using my Google Cal isn't enough, but I can't stick with one. Yeah. So one of the things I always recommend when someone is just trying to figure out a planner is to make sure that you're starting with your needs or your what you want your planner to look like and lay out to be, and then go pick the planner that suits that. Instead of trying to force a certain planner or a certain company to work for you. Cindy, if you've never watched her, you've never heard me talk about her, she has a fantastic video that I will link in the description after the live is over that is all about this topic, where she goes through all the different options when it comes to planners, right? Binding, paper, length, layout, all the different things. And how to narrow in what you want from your planner before you go out and pick one. So I would highly recommend starting with that video, and then just, again, figuring out what you want from your planner and then picking the planner from there instead of trying to do it the other way around. It doesn't mean you're always gonna be able to find the perfect thing for you. Unfortunately, I think it can be really tough to find the perfect planner for you. I mean, I created my own because I just couldn't find exactly what I wanted, and that you may have to just do your best. But then sticking with it, I think, is partially having the right planner for you, and then also making it a habit to stick with it. So are you setting it up at the night before or in the morning? Are you doing a weekly layout that you're setting up on Sundays or Mondays or Saturdays or Fridays or whatever day you want to set it up? Like, having the routine of using the planner will help you stick with it. Oh my gosh, Nicole, we lost my dad on Saturday. First things first, like, the fact that you're even here listening to this, I just want to give you the biggest hug and sending you and your family all of the love and strength in the world. I can't even fathom. That is so difficult. So that's first. I like my deepest condolences to you and your family. Trying to find some good self-care options to get me through the process. Would love some suggestions for happy, feel-good fiction books. Oh, let me think. I feel like most of my fiction picks are not happy, feel-good books. I feel like I read a lot of like fantasy or drama or like, those kinds of books. Anybody who has any recommendations for her, either in the live chat or in the replay in the comments, please share. I'm trying to think. I feel like I also don't have a lot of fiction books on my shelf because I typically just get them from the library. I would think back, maybe, Nicole, is there anything that like a fiction book or series that you've read before that you absolutely love? Like, if maybe it's Harry Potter or The Hunger Games, like, I know that's not really a feel good story, but like it's something that you have read before that you really enjoyed, that you can just kind of be able to pick up and also not have to like figure out characters and plot. Like, it's kind of enjoying that process. The beach and ocean in Turks and Caicos is amazing. The mangrove double kayak trip is worth it. It's a baby shark nursery. I am not sure I want to go see baby sharks. We will see. I don't know. I'll tell Sam though. Anything by Emily Henry. I haven't read any of her stuff, but I've heard lots of good things. A recommendation. There were a lot of shower cries. Water, pool, lake, tub, shower seemed the most soothing. I love that. Adult wizardry books would be good. Young adult wizardry. Legends and Lattes is a feel-good fantasy book. I might have to add that to my list. I like all of those things. Book recommendation. Guernsey, I'm going to say that wrong, Jamie. I'm just going to leave it up there for people who want to see it. And Potato Peel Society. You could Google feel good books or books that will make you laugh. Yeah, that's a good suggestion. That's a good idea. Happy Place by Emily Henry. I've heard lots of good things about this book. Yeah. I do feel like it is easier to get lost in a book as opposed to like lost in a Netflix show. And maybe that's just me, but like when I'm watching TV, I still feel like I have to do something else while I'm watching it. Whereas like, when I'm reading a book, I'm actually just reading the book. Oh, Legends and Lattes is amazing. The sequel is coming out in November. Well, I might just have to wait. Sometimes, okay, so everybody is talking about, now I can't even think of what it's called. Fourth Wing, is that what it's called? This book that everybody's talking about that they've all read, and it's like super, it's fantastic and everybody loves it. And like the next one doesn't come out until a certain amount of time from now. I don't know what it is. And I'm like, I feel like that would drive me in like bananas. I want to wait. I feel like I want to wait until I can read all of them. I don't know. Like there's just so many books to read that I'm like, is it worth reading now? And I'm going to feel the need to reread it later before the next one comes out because I'm going to forget what happens. Sadie on a Plate. Rom-com meets Top Chef. Ooh, that's fun, Kelly. Yeah, I'm going to have to come back to these and make my own list. LMNOP. That's clever. I like it. If you are just listening and you aren't watching the screen, I would encourage you to go look at the screen for that one. Hopefully there's some recommendations in there for you, Nicole. There's a hair in my mouth now. Okay. What else? What else is on your mind? What else do you have questions about? Here. I'm all caught up on the comments. Just looking outside, like it is so gloomy and gross outside, and I cannot wait to be on the beach tomorrow in the sunshine. My physical therapist was like, because it rained yesterday and then it rained today. He was like, I bet you are so glad to be on your way out. I was like, yes, I am. Anything else that you guys need? Any questions? Everyone's all good. How are your July goals going? July, Q3, all of the above. Second half. Why did you decide to go on a baby moon? I've never heard of that before. My mom hadn't heard of it either. It is, I feel like, a pretty common thing. The concept is just that it is one last trip for you just as a couple, as the two of you, before you are parents, and it's the three of you. And it's not to say that we will never go on trips, just the two of us again in the future, but it will take a lot more coordination and planning and, someone to care for our baby as well, probably not going to leave while she's that little, but you know what I mean? Someone to care for our child, as well as the mental aspect of leaving our child behind. So it's kind of the last free, we can do whatever we want, just the two of us kind of thing. And we particularly love to travel. And so we try to take at least one, at least that's not what I meant. At least we try to take a vacation every year. And we also try to go to one international place every year. Obviously the last couple of years that has been more difficult, but we were kind of able to do that with this. So yeah, we probably would have gone on a trip this year regardless. And this one just we picked the timing and the location to treat it like a baby moon. I just wanted to be on a beach. And then we also lined it up with Sam's, with his test, so that he was done with his test. And so it's also kind of a celebration of being done with his test and passing. We didn't know that he was going to pass, but him being done. Jennifer, I'll come back to yours since the next couple questions are all baby stuff while we're kind of on the baby. How's the progress with the nursery? This is one of the things that I am vlogging as part of the vlogs that will go up when she's here. It's coming. It's coming along. At this point, I'm kind of just waiting on some of the bigger stuff, which is either going to come from the registry or I'm going to ultimately end up purchasing it. But we're getting there. Have you had a baby shower yet? No. It is scheduled for 2.5 weeks from now. The weekend of it's July 29th. So that's the day of our shower. I'm very excited. So it's not anything super crazy. It's literally just at my mom's apartment. Mostly family and, the friends that we have that live here in Chicago. So nothing huge, but I'm excited about it. I hope that I am not having the baby a few days after the baby shower, because having the baby shower, I will be 32 weeks at the shower. So hopefully no baby. I know some people do it much later, and then like one of my siblings, I don't remember if it was my brother or sister, my mom's shower was like I remember what I can picture is the picture of me and her at the shower, and she was very far along, much further than 32 weeks. Um I was open to doing it a little bit further in, but we are having a couple shower, and I wanted my dad to be able to be there and my stepmom, obviously, like the package deal. Um, and they my brothers go back to school in Texas. I think it's like the week of August 7th, like not the Monday the 7th, but one of those days that week. And so it was just easier for them if we did it before like school started for their other children. Like that is just seems so early to me. Um, so that's kind of why we picked the weekend that we did. It was kind of the last weekend that they could make it up here, um, before they kind of had to get into the chaos of school. But I feel like it's a good time. I'm excited. We ended up having my sister shower after my niece was born, which was great because you knew what type of formulas and diapers. Yeah, that's fair. There's definitely some things, but it's also, was it her first or not? Because I also been thinking about that. Like our registry has so many things on it that are like, I need this because it's the first baby, and I don't even own this. And like, if we were having a second, and not if, like, I mean, if it was our second, this thing wouldn't need to be on the nurse or on the registry. Like I would already have this. Obviously things like formula and diapers, like that's unique to each like baby. But um I can hear Charlie meowing. I don't know if y'all can hear her. She does not like the rain and she wants to come inside. Anyways, so no, I lost my train of thought. Charlie. It was her first child, first grandchild, first great grandchild. Oh wow. Um, wow. That's the perfect time because then you can get everything organized and not be rushed. Maggie, I also that's a great point. Like I'm excited. July is a lot of stuff. Like we had family in town, like from the second, was that what that's what that Sunday was, like the second, that Sunday through Friday of last week. And then Sam has been studying for his test, and that has been like the big priority. And then he had his test, and now we're having the baby moon. Then we come back, we're taking maternity photos after we get back, and um, and then the shower. And so July is like a lot of things. And then yeah, I'm excited to just then have August to like get organized. You know, I'm not going to build furniture, etc. So my daughter starts 5th grade on the 27th. July. That is, Sarah, that is so early. Where do you live if you're comfortable sharing, or like general where you live? That I thought August 10th or whatever date, 9th or 10th or something that they start. I thought that was early for my brothers. And they live outside of San Antonio. That just blew my mind. But no, I think the timing all is going to work out. So it has to. Like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen at this point. I have controlled what I can control at this point, and the rest of it is out of my control. Okay, Jennifer, I'm going to come back to your question. Advice for dealing with disappointments. So ultimately, and I don't know if you just mean in general or if you are meaning related to goals, but truthfully, for most things, disappointments comes from expectations. Like if you are disappointed, now that's not always the case. Okay, I understand. We talked not last week because there was no live, but the week before, the theme of the live was like the exception and not the rule, or the rule, not the exception. I had it backwards. Yes, there are exceptions where disappointments had nothing to do with your expectations. But for most disappointments, it comes from an expectation first. You have an expectation of how something is going to pan out. You have an expectation of what you're going to be able to achieve. You have an expectation of what you think something is going to look like, and then it doesn't, and that disappoints you. So it really starts with leveling your expectations before you start whatever it is. And that could be the actual I feel like I say this every week. Like, you cannot read the comments and talk at the same time anymore. You cannot. It could be the expectation of something that's out of your control. So, like, that's level one. Are you disappointed in something that's out of your control? If so, I'm not saying that you have every right to feel however you want to feel, but it is not within your control, and it's time to you got to just keep moving. And what is the next step that you're going to take after that? If it is something that was your expectation, is it something that's going to happen again? Because if it is, then now you know you need to adjust your expectations for the next time. If it is a one-time thing, kind of the same thing without it being out of your control. Well, that was based on my expectations. Clearly, my expectations were off. I'm going to feel how I want to feel. And then what's the next step that I'm going to take to keep moving forward? Um, and then, um, what was the last thing I was going to say? Oh, if it is something that's going to happen again, now you know for your expectations with the next time to be able to adjust those. And are there any changes that you can make to potentially be able to hit your expectations? Or do we need to adjust the expectations so that you're not as disappointed? Oh, for context, not being included in things when my daughter's having a baby, she lives 8 hours away. Her family is throwing it and no contact whatsoever with me. My first grandchild just feel so left out. That is a very different situation. I Oh, his family's throwing it. I definitely misread that. Um, that that feels like, I mean, it is partially an expectation, right? You had an expectation that your first grandchild and there was going to be certain involvement, etc. At the same time, that comes down to relationships and conversations, which is not my area of expertise. And I, as much as I feel like I have knowledge and experience on things, like, I feel like that is one thing that I feel like I'm not necessarily qualified to totally address the situation. And I think it really just comes down to a conversation that you need to have. And I think in a situation like this, it's really tough, but having that hard conversation is going to be more beneficial in the long run. Like, I hope that if any of my family members that don't live here were feeling that way, that they would say something. Um, I'm Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough situation. I wish I had better advice. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, Sarah, you're in Tennessee. You've gone back in July since 2008. You get 3 weeks for Christmas. Wow. Yeah, I would absolutely want my mom there. Jennifer, I hope that you're invited to the shower, even if you haven't been, like, even if you were not asked to be included in the throwing of the shower. I hope that you were invited. Again, that makes me think of that Friends episode where they forget to invite Rachel's mom. Um, yeah, and that you're and I hope that you're able to attend. Um, Distance creates a weird separation. Yeah, I would agreed. I would absolutely tell her, your daughter, how you're feeling. Um, that's so sad. Your daughter had to ask them to send you an invite. Oof. I feel like the dynamics there are like, my family's not perfect. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not going to sit here and, like, pretend that they are, but I'm also not going to sit here and tell you all the things that my family does that are not perfect, because that's their lives and I'm not going to blast them. Um, but this should definitely be, especially as your first grandchild, that you are involved in the experience. Will your mom be at your birth or just Sam? I have not made that decision yet. I have not made that decision. And I might not until the moment. I mean, that may be a game time decision. Yeah, I haven't decided. Um, we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. In case any of you are not familiar, I am very close with my mom. Like, we are she's my best friend. She was my matron of honor. Like me and my mom are very, very tight. So, but I would rather it go the other way around, right? Where I am like, I'm not sure, I'm in a game time decision, as opposed to being like 100% mom, you can be there. And then what if I decide in the moment I don't want that for whatever reason. Like I don't want to go the other way around. She actually had me mom, my dad's mom, in when I was born. Her mom had already passed, but so it was my me mom. I was there. Advice for dealing with difficult neighbors. Oof. We actually are kind of in the midst of this as well. We had the other night, our neighbors threw a party and it was very loud. I was like, it is way too late on a Saturday night. I know it's a Saturday and I know we live in a city, but come on, like that is very loud. It's so I'm not saying that again, we're perfect at how to handle it. Step one is you have to be a grown up and have a conversation with them. I somewhat wanted to go straight to management because I literally pulled up the lease and they were like disobeying the lease in more ways than one. And I was like, I'm just gonna go straight to management. And it was like, no, after I woke up in the morning and was like, okay, that's ridiculous. Step one is having a conversation, right? Hey, whatever it is, whatever you're struggling with, like give them the opportunity to make it right. And then if it doesn't work, then next step is getting somebody else involved. Now that also, we live in an apartment building, right? So we have management. I have someone to go to if it's not working. If you live in a house and you're just talking about like your next door neighbor, that may not be an option. There may not be anybody for you to go to. So, but I guess it depends on what is the level of difficulty. Is it actually like, is it just like annoyance, frustrations, and like things that you didn't wish that they did? Or is it actually like, no, that's not okay. And see if you're like, if it's noise, we have both like city noise ordinances with times, but then we also have it in our lease of like no noise ordinance with times. And so you may have like a neighborhood thing or something like that. Yeah, it's tough, super tough. Anything else? We have a couple minutes left. Any other questions or things that you're struggling with? Everyone's quiet today. How do you mean thorough? How thorough is Cindy's video? I guess the video about the planners. Is that what you're talking about? It's been a long time since I watched it, but I know that I always refer people to that video when someone asks that question. So I'll link it for you after, and hopefully it's helpful. Okay, yeah, about the planners. Yeah, I mean, she's been around the block with planners, so she knows what she's talking about. So I would start there. So oh, Colleen, give a big thumbs up before you leave. I very much appreciate that. Thank you. Any other last minute questions? If not, I am going to ask you my last question, which is, what is the one thing that you're going to do this week to make progress on your goals? What is the one small step that you can commit to between now and next Wednesday to make progress on your goals? It doesn't have to be huge. Y'all know, small progress is still progress. What is the one small step that you can take? I should stop drinking this water because I already have to go to the bathroom. It's only making it worse. You guys, I can barely make it an hour nowadays. Like, what the heck? Oh, and now there's thunder. Weather is just super, super icky. Do a good reset on the house this weekend. I love that. Catch up on the call replays and be ready for next week. Do your one little word for April progress, taking steps. Remember, it doesn't have to take you 2 hours, or you don't have to spend 2 hours. You could just spend 15 minutes. Packing up books for your move, checking out new houses. That's exciting. Clean out your car trunk. Oh, I bet that's going to feel good. Oh, I love seeing how different everybody's steps are. Everybody's goals are different. Everybody's things that they want to work on is different. Work on your half year goals. Is there something specific that you're planning to work on, Anna? I would encourage you to, even if it's like just one of the things you're going to do, what is one, like a specific step that you're going to work on in the next week? Anybody else want to share their progress? Actually doing it in 15-minute chunks seems to work. Awesome. I love that. Planning the first couple weeks of school. The first day is August 7th. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Some people go back to school so early. It's mind-blowing to me. Oh my gosh, so soon. Final check on the trails for your walk next Wednesday, since big trees have made us change them. Oh my goodness. I hope everything is okay. I hope everything is okay and not just trees. All right, y'all. It has been another great week. Thank you for hanging out with me today. If you have anything else, you can always leave it in the comments. If you wouldn't mind giving this video a thumbs up before you head out, I would greatly appreciate that. And if you're new here, click that subscribe button. I upload new videos every week focused on helping you achieve your goals. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.